Hello friends, today we will begin our 9th chapter of science, that is heredity and evolution. If you are new to our channel, then please subscribe to our channel. First we will understand what is heredity and then what is evolution. Heredity means inheritance of traits or characters from one generation to the next generation or from parents to the offsprings. And the study of heredity and inheritance is called genetics. And father of genetics is Gregor Johann Mendel. He was basically a priest and he mainly studied maths and biology. Now we will study what are genes. Genes are the functional unit of DNA called genes. These are responsible for transmission of characters from one generation to the next generation or from the parents to the offsprings. Now we will see what is evolution. Evolution leads to the formation of new species, and the causes of evolution is variation, and cause of variation is error in the DNA copy. And father of evolution is Charles Darwin, and father of genetics is Gregor Johann Mendel. Now we will see three Mendel's law. First is law of dominance, law of segregation, and law of independent assortment. Now in our book it is given that Mendel had taken pea plants for its experiment. Now the question is why he take the pea plant. So three reasons are: they are bisexual, they have more contrasting characters, and they are annual plant. Now we will see some contrasting traits or characters that he have observed. The first is height. So they are tall and dwarf, represented by capital T and small t. Color of flower, purple and white, represented by capital P, small p. Position of flower, terminal and axial. Terminal means at the corner and axial means in center. Color of seed, yellow-green, represented by capital Y, small y. Shape of seed, round and wrinkled. Round means fully circle and wrinkled means somewhat in the oval shape, represented by capital R and small r. Color of pod, pod means chilka, green and yellow. Capital G, small g. Shape of pod, inflected and constricted. Inflected means tikha and constricted means thoda sa muda hua. Now we will see monohybrid cross. Monohybrid cross means cross between the plants differ in one character. Only in one character they differ by. So first we have taken a tall plant with genes capital T and a dwarf plant with genes small t, and we have done the cross. So T and T. First this gamete will fuse with this gamete, then this with this, and then this with this, and this with this. So what we get as a capital T small t, capital T small t, capital T small t, and capital T small t. All are same. Therefore phenotype. What do you mean by phenotype? The external character which we can see. So what we can see that all are tall, as we have seen that capital T stands for tall character. So all are tall, and genotype, all have the same genes. Genotype depends on the gene and phenotype depends on the external character. Now we will see what is heterozygous. Heterozygous means two different alleles combined to form single gene, means T and T. What do you mean by heterozygous? Two different alleles combined to form a single gene. Here two different genes are there, capital T and small t. They both combine to form a single gene. Hence they are called heterozygous. Now we will see what are homozygous. Some alleles combine to form a single gene. Means same type of alleles. Okay. So therefore this is one allele capital T and another is also capital T. So they both are same and they have combined to form a single gene. Therefore they are called homozygous. Now we will see what is dominant character and what is recessive character. Dominant character are the character which appear in the F1 generation of monohybrid cross, and recessive character is one which does not appear in the F1 generation of monohybrid cross. Now we have taken F1 as a parent and created F2. That is capital T and small t, and capital T and small t are taken as parent, and we have done the cross. So one gamete is capital T small t and same also capital T and small t. Now we have done the fusion, so we get capital T, small t, capital T small t, capital T small t. So phenotype is tall, but this is dwarf. So ratio is 3:1, and genotype is 1:1:2 or 1:2:1. Now we will see law. First law is law of dominance. Character which appear in F1 generation of monohybrid cross is called the dominant trait or dominant character. Law of segregation. During gamete formation, alleles are segregating. This you have to remember. Alleles are segregating or separating and forming different gametes. Now, earlier we have seen monohybrid cross. Now we will see dihybrid cross. Dihybrid cross means cross between the plants differing two characteristics. So here we have taken capital R and small r, capital Y and small y. That is shape of seed and color of seed. So now we have continued with the capital R and small y. Here small r and capital Y. And we have formed gametes, that is capital R small y and small r capital Y. So F1 generation we get is R capital small r, Y capital small y. Now we have done this by using a Punnett square method. In this we are writing all the gametes here also and here also. Now we will cross between these two right here, in this two here and this here. Now we will take second and here first and second and third, second and fourth. Now we will take third and same as fourth. So the phenotype is 9:3:3:1. Okay, clear? Now we will see law of independent assortment. During gamete formation, traits are segregating independently from each other. Now we will see sex determination. Each cell contains 23 pairs and 46 gametes. From here we can get female, that is XX, and male XY. So here X1 gamete, here also one gamete, and X1 gamete and Y1 gamete. So we'll cross between this, and the ratio of girl to boy is 1:1. Next is some organisms like snails can change their sex. Temperature determines the sex. In human beings, genetic determination takes place. Now we will see what is genetic drift. Genetic drift means accidental change in frequency of genes without adaptation and survival advantage. In our book, example is given of an beetles. They are in the jungle and suddenly an elephant came and placed the foot. So there is no advantage to anyone and all the beetles died. Down the next is natural selection. Natural selection means selection by nature without adaptation and survival advantage. Natural selection means selection by nature with adaptation and survival advantage. In our book it is given an example of that some beetles are on the plant leaves and they are of two colors, that is green and red. So the background of a leaf is green, so the green beetles cannot be seen from far away, and a bird came and ate all the red beetles. So the population of red beetles decreased, and this is why it is said that the red beetles do not have adaptation and survival advantage, but the green beetles have the adaptation and survival advantage since they are green and the background of that is leaf is also green, so the birds cannot see from far away. Now we will see two types of traits. First is acquired trait and second is inherited trait. Now we will see what are acquired traits. The traits acquired during lifetime are called the acquired traits, and inherited traits are the traits inherited from the parents. In acquired traits, changes happen in non-reproductive cells, but in inherited traits, changes happen in reproductive cells. Example, loss of weight, and inherited trait example is color of skin. It is permanent for our life and it can vary. Now we will see what is speciation. Speciation means formation of new species from the pre-existing ones. Now what is geographical isolation? Geographical isolation means isolation of a species due to geographical structure. Example is given that large mountain or a big river, so that an eagle came and hold the beetle, and when it go to the other shore of the river, it had dropped. So if the beetle will survive, then it will live or it will dead because of the survival conditions. Now we will see what are fossils. Fossils are the preserved traces of the living organisms, and they are at what depth they are found. By this we can determine the age of the fossil. Now there are two types of organs, homologous organs and analogous organs. What are homologous organs? Homologous organs are the organs whose structure are same and function is different. Example, forelimbs of horse and humans. Next is analogous organs. That is, structure is different and function is same, just opposite to homologous. Example, wings of different organisms. Now we will see the evolution by stages. First is the formation of eye. First eye starts from the planaria, means the simple eye, then insects, octopus, mammalia, and then complex eye or rudimentary eye. Second example is function of wings. That is, reptiles like dinosaur use as an insulator, means they use their wings as an insulator, and aves, that is birds, use for flying. Now we will see what is artificial selection, and this is our last topic of this chapter. It means selection by human beings, therefore they are known as artificial selection. It is done to get a good quality and improved variety, means to improve some food items so that they can be tasty more enough. In our book, example is given of wild cabbage. So wild cabbage, the human have changed them by artificial selection to 6 types. First is the cabbage we eat, the red cabbage, cauliflower, that is the sterile flower, kale, the leafy vegetable, broccoli, a roasted flower, and kohlrabi, swollen species. These all the 6 types of cabbage have the common ancestor, that is wild cabbage. Now we will see human evolution. Now the basis of human evolution is skin color. This is given in our book, from black to white. Now we will see the people firstly belong from Africa, so they are black. Then they came to West Asia, Central Asia, and from Central Asia they went to Eurasia, then South Asia, then East Asia, then islands of Philippines and Indonesia, and from that they go to Australia, and from the last they reach to a destination, that is America, from the Birthland Bridge. And we can see that in our present also Africa have black peoples while the America have white peoples. This is the reason. Thank you. Hope that you understood the chapter and liked the video. So please like and share the video and with your friends, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thank you.